Bitcoin hit zero? That's a really, really good question. Now, there are a lot of people that would think the mere notion or proposition of Bitcoin ever falling anywhere near zero is as outlandish as Santa Claus coming in July. But there are some people that actually think that Bitcoin could drop, if not to zero, below $10,000. One very popular Twitter account, Crypto Whale, actually maintains and insists that Bitcoin will go below $10,000. Meanwhile, you've had big financial institutions that have gone on the record, gone on the big TV shows and said it'll hit $100,000 and beyond. So what's the real answer here? Okay, let's look at the pros and cons for either. Okay, it's the leading cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is. It's been adopted by one country, and there's a possibility that other countries could follow suit, and more companies at large could then adopt it into what they do, their transactional setup, right? That's one such thing. And it is the market leader right now, the leading, let's say the gold equivalent of the cryptocurrencies. And for that reason, it could go higher, especially as time moves on and more utilities form and more people adopt it and so on and so forth. However, there's some cons and some arguments to be made that it could go lower as well. And what are those? Well, a cryptocurrency. Let's look at the word currency. It means something that is being used for transactions. It flows freely. I give it to you, you give one to me in exchange for good or service, right? Meanwhile, the people who really believe in crypto and Bitcoin, they say, hold on for dear life, HODL, HODL, right? Hold on for dear life, never sell it. And with the volatility, it's a little difficult to actually participate in transactions. Let's say you want to sell me a pair of shoes for $10 and I have a piece of Bitcoin. That, at the moment we agreed, what I then gave it to the equivalent of Bitcoin could then be worth $5 or 15, meaning I could overpay or I could underpay, which really creates a lot of friction in a transaction, at least on an everyday level. And that volatility makes it very, very difficult for it to be, as it is now, a larger scale currency. However, we talked about it as a hedge against inflation, a digital version of gold. If you look at that, the short-term volatility isn't as pronounced in terms of how it could damage your funds because you're investing with a long-term thesis. And for that reason, a store of value moving into a crypto asset, it could be something that's good for it, but in terms of it being something that could go really, really low, there's a lot of stuff that's in there. There's been a lot of corruption uncovered. There are a lot of people that's tied to some stable coins. There's a lot of things in there that we don't have to get into now. But here's the fact of the matter. Unless it's something that gets adopted on a larger scale, it is never going to go where people would like for it to go. And if it doesn't go there, well, what happened? Will it drop to zero? What do you think? We'd like to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.